Chapter 3 The King Who Walks in Dusk. The ground was softer than Elara expected. Not soil exactly, more like layered ash and fine, dark sand that shifted quietly beneath her boots. When her feet finally touched down, the tether released with a gentle sigh, the light retracting upward until it vanished into the gloom above. Silence settled. Not the peaceful kind. This was a listening silence, the kind that made her aware of every breath, every small movement of fabric against skin. Elara unfastened the harness slowly, eyes scanning the dim landscape. The shadow wilds stretched in all directions, low rolling plains broken by jagged outcroppings of black stone that glimmered faintly, as though wet. Pale luminescent plants grew in clusters, their thin leaves glowing with cool silver light that pulsed softly like distant stars. Overhead, the sky was not truly dark, more a deep twilight streaked with slow-moving currents of shadow. It felt alive. She reached into her pocket and pulled out Lysa's compass. The crystal spun wildly for a moment, then settled, pointing toward a distant ridge where the darkness seemed thicker, almost gathered. Elara of Aethelgard. The voice came from behind her, low, calm, certain. She froze. Slowly, very slowly, she turned. He stood a few paces away, as though he had always been there. Tall, draped in layers of dark fabric that moved like smoke in a breeze she could not feel. His hair fell to his shoulders in loose waves, black as the surrounding dusk, and his skin held a faint, cool luminescence, not glowing, but catching the dim light in quiet ways. His eyes, they were not empty or monstrous as the stories claimed. They were tired and sharp. "You took longer than expected," he said. Elara's pulse hammered. "You know my name," she said carefully. "You know every tremor that falls from the sky," he replied. "Your arrival was not subtle." She straightened. "And you are..." A faint shadow of amusement crossed his face. "You already know?" The compass in her hand flickered. "The Shadow King," she said. He inclined his head slightly. "Kaelin." Elara forced herself to hold his gaze. "You're not what I expected." "And you are exactly what I expected," he said softly, light wrapped in certainty. She frowned. "I didn't come to trade insults." "No," he said. "You came to stop us." "Stop you," she repeated. "You're dragging my city out of the sky." His expression hardened, not anger, but something deeper. "And your city," he said quietly, "has been draining mine for centuries." The words struck like a physical blow. "That's not possible," Elara said immediately. "Light gilding sustains itself." "Does it?" he asked. Before she could respond, the ground beneath them shivered, a subtle tremor rolling through the plains. Elara staggered slightly. Kaelin didn't move. From the darkness beyond the ridge came a low, distant sound, like stone grinding slowly against stone. Elara glanced toward it. "What was that?" "A reminder," Kaelin said, "that this world does not forgive imbalance." She looked back at him. "I'm here to find the anchor." His eyes narrowed slightly. "So they told you." "You know where it is?" "Yes." Hope flared. "Then tell me." He stepped closer. Up close, she noticed faint lines at the corners of his eyes, not age exactly, but weariness carved by time. There was a subtle pull in the air around him, as if the shadows leaned closer in his presence. "You cannot reach it alone," he said. "I didn't plan to," she replied coolly. A faint smile touched his lips. "Your honesty is refreshing. Your cooperation would be more helpful." For a moment he studied her, gaze searching, measuring. Then he lifted his hand. Around his wrist hung a fragment of dark metal etched with ancient symbols, cracked along one edge. It pulsed faintly. Elara's breath caught. She felt a sudden tug, sharp and electric, deep in her chest. What? Before she could finish, a flash of pale light burst from the fragment. Pain lanced through her, not overwhelming, but immediate, like a sudden tightening around her ribs. She gasped. Kaelin winced, mirroring the sensation. Between them, threads of faint silver light snapped into existence, stretching from his wrist to her sternum before settling into invisibility, leaving only a subtle hum in the air. Elara staggered back. "What did you do?" He flexed his hand slowly. "Not what I intended." Her heart raced. "What is this?" "The artifact," he said quietly. "It binds those who seek the anchor." She took a step away. Pain flared, sharp, warning. Elara froze. Kaelin watched her calmly. "If you go much farther," he said, "it will worsen." Realization dawned. "So you're saying we're tethered?" "Yes." She stared at him in disbelief. "That's impossible." "And yet," he said gently, "here we are." Elara swallowed hard. "Fine. Then we work together." A pause. "Until I find the anchor." His gaze softened, almost imperceptibly. "Until you understand what it is." Wind, or something like it, stirred the glowing plants around them, their light rippling across the dark plains. Far above, barely visible, Aethelgard glimmered like a distant star. Elara looked up, then back at Kaelin. "Lead the way," she said. He turned toward the distant ridge. "Stay close," he said quietly. "The wilds are curious." As they began walking, Elara felt the faint pull between them, not painful, just present, like an invisible thread humming softly with possibility. Behind them, the darkness shifted, watching.